I know I just did a video, but I want to do some music. I like that little beat. I like that little beat. I like it. I don't know if y'all like it, but I do. That's all that matters. Anyways, good morning. I usually do something hip-hoppy. Hop the hippie. Hippie the hop hippie. I don't get a lot of people on at 10:30 in the morning, but that's okay. I'm really not doing it to get a lot of people. I'm doing it because this is some of my healing. When I feel like I need to release, I invite people onto my healing. Ooh. C sustained. G, C, C sustained, F, B, minor 6, E sustained, A minor, woo. I like this stuff. That would be hard to match a bass up to. You'd have to switch it up and then. C sustained. I like those weird black keys. It's a D flat sustained. It's an F sharp. F sharp. It's an A flat 5. Woo! A D. Some really crazy notes. So pretty soon I'm going to download some new Pretty soon I'm going to download some new nope. I'm not welcome to. You be tripping. I'm in the mood. Not in the mood. This is good for like OneNotes. No. good morning, Nicole. Can we talk about success and mathematics really quick? I guess let me turn this on because I still I need to vibe out. I'm vibing out before I go to the gym and start my real day. I don't really want to go to the gym, but I'm not going to the gym. I just don't feel like it. I need to eat. That's what's wrong with me. All right. Hold on, Nicole. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Trying to do 3 things at once here. I'll be right back in a second. I do work out at home. I worked out yesterday at home. Hold on a second. Oh! Gotta have some water. Gotta have some water. Hey! All right. I think I'm set up. Shoot. What you got? Somebody's gonna ask me some questions. Sound like that. No. Too hungry to try. stretch this out. Stretch this out like a blanket. You blanket this over 25. Stretch you out like a blanket. 4, 2. All right. And let me see what. Questions what are you going to ask me? You're going to ask me some questions? What were you going to ask me? tell you right now, that is beyond me. Only because I never had a record on radio. That is out of my scope of knowledge. And that's just the truth. I can't advise you on something I either haven't read about, learned about, or gone through myself. And I don't know anything about how long it takes to push a record. And that's just the honest. This has potential, but I don't like it. And I'm hungry. So I can't. I can't advise you on that. What I can tell you is that there are plenty of people who have gone through it, and they know the good and the bad, and a lot of it is public. So a question like that, I would start heading towards the internet and getting some advice. Start there. If you know people who have been in the industry, I would call them, talk to them, see if you can set up a meeting. Okay, so this is something I did when I was 28, 29, and I was looking at getting into healthcare. I knew a gentleman, black guy, who him and his dad owned a healthcare operation. He drove a Boxer Porsche. He was one of the it guys in the industry because he had a degree in healthcare administration, which is what I'm getting 25 years later. But nonetheless, he told me back then how wide open the field is. He's like, and it's wide open for Black people. So when I met him, of course, I was impressed that him and his dad had an operation, and it was going well. It has since moved, but nonetheless, if you're in healthcare, there's always going to be something. But so they might have even grown because they were right up on the Ave, and it's no longer there. But nonetheless, what I did was, instead of just wasting his time, when I spoke to him, because I wanted to pick his brain, I wanted to know what he knew on a lighter end, but still with some in-depth information to get me into a field that I had some semi-interest in. So what I did is I took him to dinner. Actually, I took him to lunch. I took him to lunch at a nice restaurant. We were both, suit and tie. It was a nice atmosphere. I took him to the Spaghetti Warehouse on the west side of town, on the near west side of town. So it wasn't far. It was right, pretty much where we both worked. And I was working at the House of Representatives at the time. So it was an easy little jaunt down, and everybody there was, in attire of, working downtown. So I'm mentioning that not because I'm being braggadocio, but I'm mentioning that because I put him in the atmosphere where he was comfortable with being. I didn't take him to a dive bar where everybody had tattoos on and, a bunch of strippers were serving us drinks. I took him to a place where he could speak about his business. Now, if a dive bar was his business and I was interested in dive bars, I would have took him to a dive bar with a bunch of strippers and people with tattoos. It is what it is. I took him to a place where he can feel comfortable talking about business because the people who surrounded us were all talking about pretty much business and stuff like that. So I suggest to you that when you do find that someone who's worth picking their brain, take them out, buy them a hamburger or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cost you, $20 or whatever. But you have a channel to that person for the next hour, I mean, that's precious. That you can ask them whatever they, kind of like you do me. But you can ask them that information and get a good face-to-face reaction, get a good do's and don'ts on how long it takes to push a record. That's a very interesting question. And being where you're at in your career, this is not something you just want to get from one place. This is not a question you just want to, I'll just go ask Tommy. He knows. That's not what you want to do. You want to ask a couple people, even the people who don't know. I'm going to tell you why. Because the people who are speaking up and they don't know, at least now you know who not to listen to. On that subject, not all subjects. You know, they might have a mean shoe game that people like, and you'd be like, well, okay. You know, they might have a mean makeup game that you'd be like, I won't go to you for the record, but I will come to you for the makeup game because that's on right there. So don't DX everyone for one subject. Be like, you're just no good. Shut up. You know, even people who are spreading bad news. If their bad news is getting all over the place, guess what? They're good at spreading news. Like, okay, you have a talent for flair. I'm going to bite that. That's just it. You bite off of it. See, you got back to the music. Great. Yeah, I got back to the music. What up, Mellow Soul? Yeah, I swing a couple beats. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to hear? Anything particular? Anything particular you guys want me to try to make? I will go ahead and give it an attempt. Try to make something. So if you guys got, you know, a kind of music that you got on your mind and you want me to attempt to make it, I'll start it now. Usually I don't finish it until the end of the day. You guys come back and listen to it. So how was the spot of their opportunities? Guaranteed. What? How to spot they are opportunities or genuine? They're both. What are you talking about? Like somebody who is an opportunist, they are genuinely an opportunist. People aren't around you because of the way you look. It's not what they're there for. If Mellow Soul, let me know if you want me to make a beat for you. If somebody is around you and you're doing something, you're producing some type of something, that's what they're really around you for. The people who are around you because of the way you look, they let you know. I'm around you because of the way you look. I want this from you. But the people who are not around you become that. Everyone's an opportunist. That's what you are. You're genuinely an opportunist. Now, if they're real with it, if they're good for you, that's different. But are they real about what they want? Absolutely. You know, if they're bandwagoning you, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody is bandwagoning me. But I don't want anybody bandwagoning me. But just imagine if I did, and I had nobody bandwagoning me. Put yourself in that shoes. If you're out here doing your thing and nobody's paying you any mind, you'd be like, something's wrong. But you got people trying to get on at every opportunity and yada, yada, yada. That's not always a bad thing. It's now you just got to pick and choose who you're going to rock with. Don't look at everything as a negative, Nicole, because if you do, you'll just go crazy. Look at everything for what it is. See through it. Like, I know you ain't worth spit when it comes to A&R. However, I know when it comes to street value, like, okay, when I was getting into music, let me put a quick beat down. When I was getting into music, this is what I did. Let's see if he answers me. This is what I did when I first started getting into music. I would write a song, just a song. And I had 10 people that I knew, 5 people I can contact right away. I can contact them at their job, their home, whatever. I knew that they would answer the phone. And it's not because they wanted my music or anything like that. It's because I knew them. I've been dealing with them for years. So I knew them. And I knew that I can call them up and get a quick opinion, especially at work. I wouldn't hang on the phone for hours. I'd be like, hey, I got this song in my head. Let me know if, and I'd say, do you want to, no, I would say, let me know what you think of it. So I would do this in a span of an hour or less. I would have all 5 of my answers. And I would play my guitar or I would sing it because they'd be like, okay, I want to hear it. First, you got to get them to agree to want to hear it. They'd be like, okay, I want to hear it because they may not have time. Be like, all right. And I would sing it or I'd play it, you know, yada, yada, yada. I say, what do you think of that? They'd be like, I like it. I don't like it. It feels like this. It feels like that. It puts me in this mood, puts me in that mood. No, yes, blah, 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 blah. They would give you a 5-minute, you know, synopsis on what they thought about it. And I'd be like, okay, thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye. No harm, no foul. Within less than an hour, I would have all my answers. I would have the same song. And I would do this to at least 5 to 10 people. And Quincy Jones used to do the same thing. But I didn't even know it until later. I was just doing it because that's how I felt I could get a good response. And I would just like sing it in front of them or sing it on the phone to them. They'd be like, yes, no. And I'd get their opinion. And that's the genre that I would put it in. Every pair of eyes, every pair of ears is valuable, regardless if you want them around you or not. They are valuable because those pair of eyes, those pair of ears, they've seen and they've heard you. And because they've heard you, they're now spreading the word about you. That doesn't mean they need to be on your payroll. If they try to get on your payroll, find out what their worth is. If they're not worth it, then the answer is no, or not right now. Not everyone is your friend or your enemy. Yeah, not everyone is your friend or your enemy. Yeah. People who you want to be your friends, and you gotta watch who you call your friends. Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah, call me later. And that goes for anything any of you guys are doing. Not everyone's your friend. Not everyone's your enemy. Not everyone who looks like they're gonna, snatch up by the collar will. And then again, you might want somebody around you who can snatch you up by the collar. You might need snatched up by the collar. Some of y'all might need a good, hey, this ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? Go this way. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I met this dude at a club. Now, back then I was 225, I'm 6'2". Met this guy, he had to be at least 260. I'm bigger than that now, but he was, he was the door guy, big dude. They called him Black. He was a big football Pittsburgh Steeler looking dude. And I just got to vibing with him at this club. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to him. And he told me the story how he used to be a drug dealer and all the things that happened, and how he almost lost his life. You know, that story never left me. What's good? What's good, man? That story that he told me never left me. See, some of us need to listen to stuff like that. Not everybody who looks dangerous is dangerous for against you. All right? And some of y'all got homeboys that ain't y'all homeboys. Some of y'all got some people who you think ride with you ain't riding with you. Ain't riding with you. Ain't your homeboys. Ain't your homegirls. They're just people. Ain't your homeboys. I messed that up. Yeah, so you guys got to be careful. Some of you come from my Why I Left Atlanta videos. This is where a lot of these women are asking these questions and calling me and stuff like that. They come from the Why I Left Atlanta video. When I did that video, when I did that series of videos, like I wasn't trying to like give people necessarily advice. I was just trying to speak about my experiences. Oh, you swing too hard. You swing too hard. You swing too hard. Now you're not swinging enough. Okay, I'm not gonna swing you at all. Now you're not swinging enough. Almost. That's a swing A. Swing B. Swing A. Yeah. hear on here. You want to hear some 808. You want to hear some of that. I don't really want to do it. I'm going to climb up here to this 808. I wish I had my hip hop bass on here. Let me put my sense on here before I do this. Because I can just go. I hear it. You can turn it up a little bit. I hear that. See, this beat doesn't go with it because it's a. Now that you go, turn it up like. Something like that. What do you mean by that? What's that mean? I'm gonna just lay this down in that sense. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what I'm the real Tone 202 is. I don't know if you're trying to be me or I don't know what that is. I'm not aware of what that is. Like that. All right, I'm gonna add a. I'm the real Tone 202. You want to be me? Is that what's going on? Ooh, what is this? I don't know what this note is. Oh. You want to be me, bro? You want to be me? Is that what you want? You want to be Tone 202? You want to be me? You want to be me, bro? You can be me. Oh, here it comes. Peace, kid. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Do you never be alone? Are you riding? Do you love me? Kiki, are you love me? Are you riding? All right, I'm gonna put some sense into it. Some lead, some pad. Only one I know. All right, let's get it. Let's get some mess in there. I like none of these. Almost like it. You know, open some windows. Let me explain this. It ain't easy to find beats. Sounds okay, but Kiki, are you riding? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Kiki, are you riding? Do you love me? Do you love me? Are you downtown? Are you uptown? I was riding around town just a minute ago. I mean, it was like that. It was like, it's like that. You can't explain it like. It's like. I can add something else to it. Something else I can add to it. Oh, let me see what this is. I like it, but it goes too far. All right. The attack. That flange is key. Told y'all to make beats, man. I'll be just having fun. I'm just having fun with y'all, man. Y'all a lot of fun. Y'all a lot of fun, man. You like that? Thanks, bro. Just remember around with it. On these now, like a voice. It's crazy, ain't it? It bangs though, don't it? And this is with no juice on it. This ain't manufactured or anything. Yeah, I like this joint, man. It's for some little young boy to get on it, or a chick. And come in and bring the noise. Somebody get all up in their feelings. I remember downtown. I'm like, no. Is that triple? It's stuck. So the you in this swing, eh? I might have to get rid of this thing. There it is. I'm gonna go back to this 808 because I feel like this 808 got more to do with. I can leave it like that and somebody can rock out to it, but this 808, this is the signature sound of the 808, that type of thing. But it already has a stutter in it. Now that beat go good with the 808 trap beat. Yeah, I know. I'm really like that type of thing. That type of thing. Or this. Okay. That's what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? It's hard to do it. All right. Oh, that wasn't cool. All right, so I'm gonna put in a trap hi-hat. And then I'm gonna put in a trap. All right. Try it again. It's ugly, but it'll pan out. Because quantize. If you quantize it, does it quantize? So you want the bass to go boom, 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 type of thing. Ugh. I've done that before. That's what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about. That's not really. That's straight 16 right there. That's straight 16. $32. $32. All right, so I'm gonna change the beat. Change the beat. That's more digestible. Yeah, but extend the bass length. So you want the bass length to go. You want the bass to be sustained. Let's try it. That's the bass. This is the bass you're talking about. Okay, so you want me to go boom, boom. All right. All right, so it would be. like that. Okay, so all that is just another beat in it. So what I would do is take the channel, add another channel, then record it and just hit the other beat. Okay. Now, as far as a sustain note, here's a hit tab. That's a sustain note. It's not any different. It's already sustained. It's already sustained. Jeez. Oh, this nose of mine. It's already sustained. I'm gonna move everything up so I can play it. It's already sustained. It's already sustained. That's a sustained note. A non-sustained note would just go boom, boom. But the bass is already a sustained note. So just to let you hear that. And it doesn't get any more sustained than that. Okay. Okay, so that's just another beat. FF. All right, let me see how this is going to work. That's what you want to hear? Do it again. That's what you want to hear? One more time. I'm going to record it. Oh, that was ugly. That second one was ugly. Okay. All right, so. Oh, that's ugly. I'm like 32. This sucks. All right. Which means I'm going to have to draw it in. Got me working there. All right. Oh, you son of a gun. What? Just did it right. Oh, I think it's because you're in E. It's because it's in the swing E. That's why. In the swing E. I'm hungry. That's what you're talking about. Ooh, that's hard work. I'm hungry, man. I'm about to go. That's hard work. But nonetheless, there it is. Ah! You hear it? There it is. Still struggling though. I'm struggling with this guy right here too. Put you both on 64, see if that helps. Depends on who's buying it and what you want to do with it. If you're owning a beat outright, you own a beat outright, $100 or something like that. But I still have the copyrights on the beat. Okay, so let me rephrase that. If you're buying the beat, that's one thing. But I still have, like, if the beat ever went on the radio, I would still get a percentage for producer rights or for beats, for making the beat. So that type of thing. But somebody who's just buying it, probably $100 or so. Yep. That's what I would charge them. That's what I charged on SoundClick. I charged about $100 a beat. I would charge more. It depends on who was buying it. And depends on, because if they're buying it, then they want to own it outright. They don't want to pay me royalties. Any beat that I sell, I'm trying to get royalties off of it. Because it could go on college radio. It could be banging on college radio. College radio pays now. Something goes on college radio, I want my money. You know what I'm saying? And I hear it. So, but you know what? Yeah, my whole thing is royalties. I like making money in my sleep. I like waking up and I got more money that I've had the day before. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I charge, man. About $100. You know, and this is only stretched out to 16. You know, I can stretch this out and, you know, put a couple things, more things in it, you know, and put it at 16 or at 16, 32, 30, 64. And if you guys are going to go past 64, that's up to you. But, you know, when you get this, it'll be in a WAV file, and whoever's going to do whatever with it will take it and open it up, and all the files will be open. So it just won't be in one file. That's if you know what you're doing. Take it and then we'll all split up. Or you can just get it like I still don't like this. I am so struggling with that. Oh, I'm struggling with that. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do with that. Oh, I can't do it. I can't keep listening to bad production. I just can't. I got to do something about that. I can't. I can't. Over the bar is just terrible. I just can't. This right here with this. Okay, so let me take this out. It's the bass. It's the bass. It's the beat. It's the beat. It sounds like it wants to. There it is. You hear it? You hear it? That's off. It's not supposed to do that. There's a slight delay in it. It's not supposed to do that. Boom, boom, boom. It's not supposed to do that. Even at 32, it does it. I wonder if I swing it, will it do it? Let me see. Swing D. Not swinging too much. All right, I'll fix it and I'll talk to you later. Hey, Jackie. What'd you say?